Hi everyone, I'm Cipher and welcome back to the channel. You probably saw the thumbnail and thought this was a video about building a DIY drone, but actually that idea came later. Let me explain. Right now I'm working on a project to build one of the cheapest possible indoor localization system using ESP32 boards. There are a lot of ways to do indoor positioning, but the first method I wanted to test is BLE RSSI. RSSI is basically the signal strength of a wireless connection, and in simple terms, the weaker the signal is, the farther away the device probably is. So I built a small system around that idea. The setup has a few parts: a Python server that collects and processes the data, a web page that visualizes and analyzes it, and two different programs for the ESP32 boards. One ESP32 acts as the tag. This is the device we want to track, and it constantly broadcasts a Bluetooth signal. The other ESP32 boards act as anchors. These are fixed devices placed around the room that listens for the tag and measures how strong the signal is. Each anchor sends its signal reading to the server where the data gets processed and used to estimate the tag's position. Right now, I'm only using 3 anchors, which is the minimum needed to estimate a 2D location. The goal is to see if we can actually make this work with the smallest amount of hardware and processing possible. Alright, let's test the system and see how it works. First, I should make sure the ESP32 anchors and my computer are on the same Wi-Fi network. Next, start the Python server. In the terminal, we can see if everything working correctly. If everything is working, we should see the anchors sending RSSI data to the server. Then on the web page, we can place the anchors on the map. Once all the anchors are placed, the green dot should appear and start moving. To test it, I just walk around the room with the tag, and if everything works correctly, the tag location should be updated on the map. At this point, I started thinking this would be way more interesting if the tag I'm moving around the room wasn't in my hand, but actually was a drone. This video is sponsored by NextPCB. If you're working on a custom hardware project, NextPCB is a solid choice for PCB manufacturing. They offer high quality boards, fast production times, and support for everything from simple prototype to advanced multi-layer designs. Check them out through the link in the description, and thanks for the NextPCB for supporting the channel. There are actually a lot of examples of PCB drones online, so instead of starting completely from scratch, I took one of those ideas as a reference and designed my own version. At the center of the drone, I'm using an ESP32 as the main microcontroller. It handles the control logic, sensor data, and communication. To communicate with the ESP32 and upload the code, I used a CP2102. For power, the system needs 3.3 volts, so I used an
AMS1117
3 voltage regulator to convert the 5 volt input down to a stable 3.3 volts. Since I wanted the drone to be portable, I also added a TP4056 charging module. This allows a lithium battery to power the drone and also makes it easy to recharge it. Another important part is keeping the drone stable. For that, I used an MPU6050, which is a sensor that combines a gyroscope and an accelerometer. It measures rotation and movement in multiple directions, so the ESP32 can constantly detect the drone's orientation and adjust the motors to keep it balanced. Finally, to control the motors themselves, I used SI2302 MOSFETs. The ESP32 can't supply enough current to drive the motors directly, so the MOSFETs act like electronic switches. The ESP32 sends a control signal to the MOSFET, and the MOSFET allows enough current to flow from the battery to the coreless motors, letting the controller adjust their speed. At first, to control the drone, I used ESP Now and send command through the serial monitor. It worked, but it wasn't exactly practical, so I decided to build a better solution, a web server hosted directly on the ESP32. Now it's time to make this thing airborne, hopefully. Well, I have to admit, building my first ever drone at the same time as learning how to fly anything remotely was probably not the smartest idea, and it showed. Anyway, the hardware of the drone might still have some issues, but I made sure the firmware is something anyone can use for their own projects. Both the hardware design and the firmware are available on my GitHub. Just use the hardware at your own discretion.